The clock on the wall ticked loudly in the stillness of the room. Emma, a lively 16-year-old with an artistic streak, glanced nervously at the time. She stood by the window, peeking through the curtains every few seconds, as though expecting to see her mother's car pull into the driveway at any moment. "Liam, hurry up," she whispered, her voice sharp but full of affection. "One last time before Mom gets home." Her younger brother Liam, a 10-year-old with wild curls and a love for messy projects, was sprawled on the floor. In one hand, he held a paintbrush loaded with bright blue paint. His tongue peeked out as he concentrated on the canvas spread before them, a pristine white bedsheet they had commandeered from the linen closet. "I'm going as fast as I can, he replied, not looking up from the vibrant sunburst he was carefully painting in the corner of the sheet. "You said it had to be perfect." Emma let out a dramatic sigh and knelt beside him. Her hands were streaked with yellow and green, the aftermath of 2 hours of painting. The room smelled like acrylics and the faint sweetness of the apple-scented candle they'd lit to mask the paint fumes. "It does have to be perfect," Emma said, grabbing her own brush to fill in a swirl of green next to Liam's sunburst. "Mom's been working so hard lately, and I want her to know how much we appreciate her. This mural is going to be the best birthday gift ever. Do you think she'll like it?" Liam asked, his voice soft. His big brown eyes met Emma's, full of hope and a hint of uncertainty. Emma paused and gave him a reassuring smile. "Are you kidding? She's going to love it. It's got everything she likes. Flowers, sunshine, and..." She glanced at Liam's side of the sheet, where a slightly wonky heart encircled the words, "We love you, Mom." "Whatever that is, it's abstract," Liam declared, puffing out his chest in mock indignation. Emma burst out laughing, smudging a streak of paint across her cheek as she wiped a tear from her eye. "Okay, Picasso, let's finish this masterpiece before Mom." The sound of the front door creaking open froze them both. Emma's heart leapt into her throat as her mother's voice echoed through the house. "Kids, I'm home." Liam's eyes widened in panic. "She's early. Quick," Emma hissed, springing to her feet. "Fold it up." They scrambled to gather the sheet, their movements frantic and uncoordinated. Fresh paint smeared across the fabric as they hastily folded it into a bundle. The brushes and paint cans were shoved under the table, along with a bowl of murky water that sloshed dangerously close to the edge. Their mother's footsteps grew louder as she approached the room. Just as she reached the doorway, Emma and Liam stood side by side, their faces flushed and clothes streaked with paint. "Hi, Mom," Emma said, her voice an octave too high. Their mother, a tall woman with a kind face and tired eyes, raised an eyebrow. She took in the sight of her 2 children standing suspiciously still in the middle of the room. Her gaze lingered on the streak of blue paint on Liam's cheek and the yellow smudge on Emma's shirt. "What have you two been up to?" she asked, her tone suspicious but amused. "Nothing," they chimed in unison, their voices filled with an innocence that only made them look guiltier. Their mother crossed her arms, a smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. "Uh-huh. And I suppose the paint on your faces just appeared out of nowhere." Emma opened her mouth to respond, but Liam beat her to it. "We were, practicing for art class," he blurted out, his words tumbling over each other in his haste to come up with an excuse. Their mother's smile widened. "Practicing for art class," she repeated, clearly unconvinced. She didn't press further, though. Instead, she shook her head and said, "Well, I'm going to take a quick shower. Whatever you're up to, make sure you clean up afterward, okay?" "Okay," Emma and Liam chorused, watching as their mother turned and walked down the hall. As soon as she was out of earshot, Liam let out a dramatic sigh of relief. That was close. Emma ruffled his curls, leaving behind a streak of green paint. "You're lucky you're cute, little bro." Liam swatted her hand away, grinning despite himself. "So, do we keep going?" Emma shook her head. "No way. The paint's still wet, and we don't want to risk getting caught again. We'll finish it tomorrow after school." Liam nodded, his excitement dimmed, but not extinguished. "Okay. But you better not change my heart. It's abstract, remembers?" Emma laughed and pulled him into a hug, ignoring his protests about getting more paint on his clothes. As they cleaned up the room, carefully hiding the half-finished mural in a corner of the closet, Emma felt a warm glow in her chest. Despite the chaos and the close call, she couldn't wait to see the look on their mother's face when they unveiled their surprise. What had started as a messy, spur-of-the-moment idea had turned into a labor of love, one that brought her and Liam closer together. It wasn't perfect, but it didn't have to be. It was theirs, and that was all that mattered.